Hello everybody. How's everyone today? I hope you're doing good. I'm a little under the weather, a little tired. I wanted to get back to you because I have some questions people wanted me to answer regarding ankylosing spondylitis, and this might help out with some other autoimmune diseases you have, or if you suffer from anything from depression, fibromyalgia, anything of the sort. You know, we want people to understand, because the worst part for me is, besides the exhaustion and the pain, is just people not understanding. And I just want people to understand. I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I don't feel sorry for me. I'm not saying I don't have a few days a year that I'm upset about it, but I never feel sorry for myself. I always think people have it so much worse. People don't have an option to live. You know, the only thing that is for sure in life is that we're all going to die one day. So I want to make it the best life I can possibly have. This is the hand I'm given. I would suppose I was given it because I can handle it. It took me a long time to get here. It was not an overnight process. It was years in the making. And if I can share my thoughts and feelings with you, I want to do that. So some people asked me some questions. I had put on the Ankylosing Spondylitis for Women website. If I was to do a video, what would you want people to know? Sorry, I keep playing with my hair. It was up and it's annoying me. So I don't know if I want to say anyone's names because they didn't say I could, but the first person wants to know, what does a flare feel like? For me, I can't tell you personally because I'm in a permanent flare. I don't ever feel better, but there are days that I feel worse. So I suppose for people who get it in a flare, you know, every day you're energized, you go about doing your business, and if you're in a flare, all of a sudden your energy is zapped from you. You have zero energy, you're exhausted, you literally want to sleep all the time. You get these bags under your eyes, and well, I do, and all you want to do is sleep. I let myself sleep for like the first year. All I did was sleep, and then you have to push yourself to get up. And I can tell you, when I try to explain to people what it feels like, if you ever had a bad flu, your muscles ache, you're exhausted, you can't move, all you want to do is sleep, everything hurts, you just don't feel well. That's a flare. That's what it feels like to live with ankylosing spondylitis for me. I feel like I have the flu all the time, and your body is exhausted because your body feels like foreign invaders are invading it, like when you get sick. So your body goes into fight or flight mode, and it tries to fight off the bad invaders. And so that's why you're exhausted, because your body doesn't know its healthy cells from its bad cells, and it's always fighting against it. And you feel exhausted. So that's what I think a flare feels like, on top of maybe certain joints might hurt more, like your back, your hips, however it affects your heels, your shoulders. I get sores in my mouth, I get psoriasis. I just get different things, and a lot of it doesn't bother me. It's just annoying. But there's some things that are debilitating to me. The exhaustion, my hips hurt a lot. I have to keep stretching it and doing yoga and moving. Otherwise, they get so stiff I can't move. When I wake up in the morning, it takes me hours to be able to move because everything is just stiff and hurts. But it's such a strange thing because it's almost like you get used to living with pain. I don't know what it's like not to have pain. Is that a weird thing to say and think? So I'm like always in pain. There was this time once, a few years ago, I had like 2 hours of feeling normal. I don't know what happened or why it happened, but I completely felt normal. I had no pain. I was not exhausted. I had all this energy. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I don't know if it was like an upper person's being to show me what it felt like to live normal again and to want to try and fight to live that way, because I needed it at the moment. But I've never had it again. But it reminded me to live my life. Don't take anything for granted, and to move on. How to deal with a flare. Let your body do what it wants. If you're tired, take a rest. But I also try and push through things sometimes because I can stay in bed and sleep 24/7, never feel rested, and never feel well. So fight through it. Diet suggestions. Diet. You know, there are people who say if they eat carb-free, it helps. If they, I don't know, if they take CBD oil, it helps, all this stuff. I do think it's great for your body to limit the sugar and the carbs in general, but I think a healthy, balanced diet with lots of vitamins and anti-inflammatory agents can certainly help anybody. I take vitamins. I try to eat as little sugar as I can. I try to do yoga, and to each their own. What might work for one person will not work for another. And I want to make that perfectly clear because that's my biggest beef and complaint, especially when I go on websites. Everyone's like, you can cure it, just eat this way, or there's no cure for it. Let's be perfectly clear. There is no cure for ankylosing spondylitis at this point in time. Some people might feel better if they eat less carbs, or they might feel better if they walk. They might feel better if they take CBD oil. Great, that's fantastic. Try everything and see what helps you, but there's no cure. Let's get it straight. Now, that being said, because there's no cure does not give you an excuse to lie around all day unless you have to. Like, try and push yourself, because it's not going to make you worse. It's not going to make you worse. But if you don't feel well, take a rest. If you have to sleep for a few days, sleep for a few days. Do what makes you feel better. It's no two people are the same. Let me say that again. No two people are the same. No two people's symptoms are the same. No two people will have the same relief from things. Do what's good for you. Work with your rheumatologist or the doctor you're going to help you with this to find a plan that works for you. It took me 11 years to figure out what works for me, what pain medication works for me, what strength works for me, how to eat, how to exercise, what works for me. And what can work for me one week might not work the next week. So you have to keep adjusting and know your body, listen to your body, and trust in what you feel and what you think. That's a great piece of advice. Trust yourself and your gut feeling. My experience with different biologics. The first, they started with the most minimal of medications. As far as biologics go, I started with Enbrel. I had an allergic reaction to the preservative in it. It did not help. I went to Humira. It didn't help. And let me tell you, the Enbrel and Humira shots are not comfortable at all. A side note, this is a trick that helped me. Of course, I took my pain medication, and then like in an hour, sometimes I take Ambien to help me sleep because I can't sleep because of the pain. I can't get comfortable and breathe. So I'll take an Ambien so they don't get really, really loopy and I'm out of it. And then my husband will give me the shot, because then I'll let him do it. It used to take him like 4 or 5 hours sometimes, because I'd be like, okay, give it to me. Then I'd be like, no, no, no. I'm not scared of needles, but let me tell you, the preservatives that are in those feel like they're like gasoline. It literally feels like someone's injecting gasoline into you. I'm not trying to scare anyone. In the stomach fat, I'm not telling you to take drugs, but whatever works for you. Numb the area with ice, that does help. In the stomach fat, and for me, taking pain medication, an hour later taking a half a pill of Ambien, so I got like loopy, helps. Then I went to sleep and I was fine. After Humira, I tried Cimzia. It didn't work. Then I took a pill. Wait, it starts with a C. It's in my mind because it's like right downstairs. And it's so expensive. All these shots and everything are so expensive, you guys. If you have trouble like paying the co-payments, call the company. They will always help with the payments for it. So don't ever not try something because of payments. Call the company directly. Your doctor should be able to give you the number. If not, just look on the internet and call the company. They have help. They have help. Now I'm supposed to go on the IV infusions, but before that, my insurance company wants me to try a different shot, and I'm going to try it. It's newer, and why am I forgetting? I'm going to write it below. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting, but I didn't look at any of this beforehand. So what can your family do to be supportive? I see a lot of people not understand how bad this disease is and how it affects us. Get an animal. They keep you entertained and loved all day long if you're not allergic. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. A dog, cat, pig, horse, whatever you're into, if you can afford it and take care of it an animal. So what a family can do is just listen. Just listen and help pick up the slack if I'm not feeling well. You know, they help with the chores. They help with the cooking. They understand. They let me rest. And you know what the most important thing is? Let them, like, I want them to say, how are you today? And let me vent and tell them how I am. I never, ever want them to feel sorry for me. I just want to be able to tell somebody how I'm feeling and they actually hear me. I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. And I know when I tell you all my symptoms, people are like, oh, really? You poor thing. No, I'm not a poor thing. I'm actually a living human being who has some kind of a life. My life is not the life it was. I do mourn the life I used to have, a lot less now than I used to, but that's normal. It's okay to do that. I just rearrange how I could do it now. I don't give up on it. Sometimes I have to really push for it. I have a new life. I've learned to love my new life, and I don't have a choice. So I might as well make it the best one I have. But for family members, please, you guys, hold on a second. I'm sorry. We have a new puppy, and our other dog doesn't like her very much because all she wants to do is play, and she just wanted to take a rest. So she was barking at her to tell her to leave her alone, and she kept nudging her. So I'm sorry about the barking in the background. So as far as family, please just keep an open ear. Let us explain to you what we're feeling. And listen. Don't just pretend to listen. Hear what we're saying. If you have suggestions, it's okay. I don't mind someone's suggestions, although sometimes it's annoying because it's the most annoying thing when you say, oh, your shoulder hurts, and someone says, well, ice it or go lay down. Well, no, that's not what I need. Just listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. And if I'm in a bad mood, understand I'm in a bad mood, and just know it'll pass, and just know that I just want to be heard, and I just want to be like a normal human being, and maybe you can help me figure some things out. Just listen, and pick up the slack where you can without even asking. Pick up slack, take cues, learn. And this is the most important thing. I really am appreciative of my family because they actually look up what ankylosing spondylitis is. They go to see what people's symptoms are and how they can help. They research. They also join groups on Facebook. There is groups on Facebook for a family and how they can be supportive, or just join the Facebook pages of whatever it is you have, ankylosing spondylitis, fibromyalgia, depression, whatever it is. Be involved and show you care and that you love them, and just hear them. Listen. So let's see. Somebody wanted me to know that it can take a very long time to get a correct diagnosis because many doctors still think that it's mostly a man's disease. And you need to be your own advocate and not give up on standing up for yourself in regards to your health. This is so very true, you guys. It took 7 years to get a concrete diagnosis for me. I think I said that in my last video, because it did not show up on MRIs or x-rays that I had any bone that was fusing together. I showed some torn ligaments and all this other stuff that I had to get surgery for. But a lot of doctors don't understand the disease, and everybody's symptoms are different. They show differently. Men usually do start with their back. Women usually start with a shoulder, not their back. And it was known, and if you look it up, many descriptions of ankylosing spondylitis will say it's mostly men who get it. Well, you know what? That's completely not true. In fact, I think maybe even more women get it statistically. I'm not 100% positive. That's not fact. But I feel like it is. I think it's because us women, we don't complain as much as men, and we had to keep going either way. Yeah, I think that's a reason. I really do. So you'll have the doctors that learned in medical school or reading up on it. I'm not even sure if they learn about this in medical school. It says man's disease, so they blow it off. You have a bad back. You know, 90% of people will have back pain in their life, so they blow it off. 90% of people will have an ache somewhere in their body. They might get depressed or be tired. It's normal. So you have to have a list of all your symptoms. You have to have a doctor put it together. And then people like myself and other people on YouTube and social media, I'm here to help you. Contact me. Write questions below or send it to my email or Instagram. I'm happy to help you. If I can help somebody else not take 7 to, plus years to diagnose you, I'm happy to help. You can have this as a child. You don't have to wait until you're over 20 to have it. 2 out of my 3 children have it. I have 2 girls and a boy. Both girls carry the gene for it. I eventually found out on my journey to finding out that I had it, as I kept going back to my regular doctor, along with many other doctors, from rheumatologists to lung doctors to blood doctors, every kind of doctor you can go to for my joints, my bones, like every doctor you can go to, I went to. And I just went to my doctor and I'm like, I can't take it. Like, there's something really wrong with me. And eventually, after years and years, he did this blood panel that included a blood test called HLA-B27. And they don't normally do these because it's extremely expensive. They don't do these tests. It came back positive. And that was my first glimmer of hope for someone to say, oh, it's not all in your mind. Guess what? This is probably what you're dealing with. But just because I was positive for that gene did not mean I had ankylosing spondylitis or any kind of spondylitis. It didn't mean that, because you can have ankylosing spondylitis and not be positive for this gene. But that helped me in the diagnosis. So he sent me to a big specialist in Manhattan, and there's no one way to say, yes, you definitely have this, or no, you don't. But they went by all the pain I have, the damage from the inflammation. They checked my inflammation markers. There's 2 inflammation markers they could check. They were both very high at all times. I also low vitamin D. A lot of people who have autoimmune diseases are low in vitamin D, although many people in America are low in vitamin D. Should have that checked, because that can cause exhaustion and pain, by the way. And it can be very unhealthy. So between all my symptoms, HLA-B27 coming back positive, inflammation markers being high, low vitamin D, they connected all the dots and they said, this is what I think you're dealing with. It took another 4 years after that. So at year 11, it finally showed up on film that some of my joints are fusing in my back. Yeah, it took that long. You guys, I can't tell you, I think I've had 12 surgeries so far, because from the inflammation, it causes bone to grow. It doesn't have to just be in your back. They call it bamboo spine, where, you'll see pictures of people bent over because their spines are fused forward. Always men. You always see the men. And I have to tell you that bone growth can grow anywhere. So in my shoulder, it happened. In my neck, in both hips, in both shoulders, actually. My back. Now you can see the bone growing together, and that from the bone growth sometimes caused like tendons to tear, because it gets sharp, or there's no room. I have nerve damage in one of my arms. And then it was worse after my neck surgery. I have nerve damage in one of my legs from back surgery. And the longer your nerves are impinged or pinched, the longer it can take for the nerve to regrow, regenerate, and you can get full use back, or it could never come back. And right now I deal with that. It's the most annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying. It does hurt, but it's something I can deal with. It's hard for me to step on my right foot because it feels numb. It's just like weird things. Anyway, always advocate for yourself. If you know there's something wrong, there's something wrong. Keep going to doctors. It costs us a fortune, you guys. It costs us a fortune with even just the co-payments and then the medications. And never thought I'd say this, but there was at one point, I wasn't working anymore, no disability, anything. We went like, rags to riches to rags. I don't know how to say it, but we had to choose. Do you pay this bill, or should we pay for the medication? And my amazing husband, we always chose the medication, and I can never repay him or thank him enough for that. It's not easy. It put us in a rough place. Things are better now, but for the longest time, it was hard. I also didn't realize back then that you can call the companies and say, listen, I don't have the money for this. Can you help? And they do. They help. So always make sure you ask. Misconceptions about AS. Stupid things or annoying things people will say. The worst things and silver linings of AS. Okay, so misconceptions about AS is, as I said, it's not a man's disease. It's both diseases. It not only they say it happens like later in life. It can happen any time in life. My first symptoms showed at 16. I had back pain. I was a dancer and gymnast. We thought it was from that. And it's not just like it'll go away. It's like seriously on the pain chart. It's like the third most painful thing that you can have. It beats childbirth. It beats out broken bones. It beats out a lot of things. It's one of the most painful things you can have is ankylosing spondylitis. Stupid things or annoying things people say. You know, it happens all the time. Everyone's like, oh, well, I have back pain too. Go put, a heating pad on it or take a Tylenol. You'll feel better. Just people's advice. People are trying to be nice, but don't compare yourself. Your back pain is not my back pain, and I'm not minimizing your pain. That is probably the most stupid things people can do, but that goes with anything in life. We always compare ourselves to other people and try and help. So I don't get mad because people are just trying to help, but when I try to explain to you what it is I'm dealing with, just listen to me then. The worst things and the silver linings of having AS. Well, the worst thing is my old life. I was very social. I miss working. I miss working. I miss working. I want to work again. I want to be social again. I want my old energy back. I want to be able to go to sleep at night, be able to sleep a full night and wake up and feel energized. I would do anything to feel that again. And that's one of the things I miss the most. The silver linings is you learn to appreciate the small things, of course. The beauty in nature, the beauty in people. I love to people watch, being around the animals. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Those are the beauty and things that you learn more about yourself and you appreciate the smaller things in life. And it's so cliche, but it's true. And it's a beautiful thing. So I almost thank having ankylosing spondylitis sometimes because life is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And, you can really see the good people from maybe some people that might not enhance your life as much. And people are more important to me that way. And the people that didn't enhance my life, it's easier for me to say, let's not be in each other's lives anymore. It's a lot easier. It used to be hard, but it's easier for me now. How to best support someone. I said that. Just listen. And about fatigue, it's hard. It's hard with fatigue. I get help sometimes. I take too many steroids, but I need steroids for pain in my breathing, and the steroids help me feel a little bit more awake. But there's no amount of sleep you can do. There's just really nothing you can do but work through it. And I think taking a walk or doing something you like because it gets your endorphins going and it makes you happy can help. It could be watching a TV show, trying to walk, even if it's just a few steps, stretching out, getting fresh air, eating better so you don't feel as down. Like when you eat a lot of sugar, you feel or carbs, you feel a little dragged out. So just understand, I might be so into going to your party. I'm very into it. And then I cancel on you the next day. I cancel a lot on people. I lost a lot of friends over canceling a lot, but I didn't need those friends in my life because I have a lot of good friends who understand, research, ask me questions. They'll just, even if it's a quick test, how are you doing today? Or did you see your doctor? How's this doing? Is there anything I can do for you? I just like when people reach out but don't feel sorry for me. The one thing I hate the most is when I'm so sorry. And I know I say it to people all the time if something's wrong. I'm sorry. Don't feel sorry for me. I have a great life. I have an amazing husband, amazing kids, amazing animals, amazing friends, and people around me. So I'm okay. That was the beauty part of it. It really it trimmed my life into something that's very good and positive. I have a positive life. Okay, talked about management for pain. I do, on top of just taking, I'm trying a new Stelara is the new shot I'm taking. It can take 6 months to see if it works. I honestly don't know if it'll work because the way I presented with ankylosing spondylitis, where it started in my shoulder and my age and whatnot, the percentages are not high of these medications working for people. There's all studies about that. If you want to read up on it, go to the National Association website for ankylosing spondylitis. They have all the articles and people's discussions. It's a great place to go discuss your pain if you have questions. Their pages are the best. Also, for me, a big thing is massage. It helps a lot. Massage, and then also sometimes a heating pad. It really does help. Ice, and I do have CBD oil. I don't like taking CBD. I've tried all the gummies, all of that. I've had my weed card. It wasn't for me, but it helps a lot of people. Don't discount it. It just wasn't for me, but I have CBD balm, and it really does help. And this is the kicker. Do you know what helps probably the most besides pain medication? There are pain patches from like the Dollar Tree, and you get like 6 of them for $1, and they help a lot. It has like a little bit of cooling something in it, whatever it is. It does not take my pain away. Nothing takes my pain away. Just things take, the edge off it. And then you just kind of almost learn to live with it. It's a rough reality, but it's my reality and many, many people's realities. Just be understanding of that, okay? Let's see. Okay, so the last thing someone asked me, what's the day in the life like? So I'll go through this quickly because I've been rambling here and I probably have you asleep. Okay, so I'll get up in the morning, although I'm never like fully up. It takes me hours. I'll say, I have to tell myself, okay, get up for the day. That could be at 7 o'clock in the morning. It could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I try to keep to a schedule and push myself through it as much as I can, just for mental reasons. So I will get up in the morning. I'll like read my emails in bed, whatever. I'll take a few hours because my muscles, my bones, everything hurt. I can't move. I'm like stiff as a board. And then I'll get up and I will stretch a little as much as I can. Stretching is really important. Otherwise, I can't move. And then I go do what I got to do in the bathroom. Warm showers help a lot to get you moving. But I have an issue with the steam in the shower. It makes it hard for me to breathe. I have breathing issues. So I try and do them quickly. I try my best to dress every day because it mentally just makes me feel better. Then I'll go about my day doing what I can do. And I can't eat first thing in the morning, but my new thing lately, I got this from like these little shakes from Revive. They're superfood shakes. They have all sorts of good things in it for you. And I know I'm not sponsored, but this was in my box. There's different levels of rewards you can get. So if I refer a friend, like if you want to, I can earn up to $28 per referral towards my next box. When I order a second time, I get $6. On my birthday, I get $3. If I share on social media, I can get $3. If I upgrade my plan, I get $1.50. And if I leave reviews, I get $3. These, I think, work out to something like $4 or $3 a shake. They have smoothies. They have like acai bowls, oat bowls, and then like some superfood thing. There's 4 different things they offer. There's other companies that do this, and they're literally twice the price. And like the first few times you order, you get a free straw. This isn't one, but it's the same one in silver. And then like your third through whatever orders, you get free smoothies or whatever you want. The rewards are unbelievable. It makes me feel better putting something good in my body. I take vitamins. I take vitamin D. I try to eat keto, and I try to keep hydrated is a big thing. So throughout the day, I'll let myself rest. Some days are better than others. I try to keep myself busy. I started this YouTube channel. I'm selling a few things on Poshmark. My kids help me take pictures. So mentally, I have to have a plan to try and stay busy, because it's like when you're sick and you're home, you don't want to feel like you're lying around all the time, although I spend a lot of time lying around, which I have to push through. I just try to have a schedule. I'll eat a light lunch. I'll try to plan what we're having for dinner or whatever. I'm lucky that I have some kids home right now helping me. My husband will help like make the dinner and do the laundry. And I just try to be productive doing things for myself. Nighttime's really hard for me. I try and stretch out again, have a massage. Sleeping is the worst thing for me. I almost have anxiety about sleeping because I know I'm not going to sleep. So I am up late. You text me 2 o'clock in the morning, I will text you back most likely. So sleeping is the worst thing for me because I can't get comfortable. I can't lay my back because my back hurts and I can't breathe. I can't lie on my right side because my hip is so bad it hurts. I can't lie on my left side because my hip and shoulder hurts and I can't breathe on my left side. So I sleep somewhere in the middle, and then my neck hurts. So I have like a neck pillow. So I have to get the right pillows, the right comfy bed. Sometimes I'll take Ambien, which helps me, but I don't like to take that all the time because it's not good for you and it's habit forming. So sometimes melatonin, but my problem is it makes me sleepy. It won't make me sleep. And then I'll wake up the next day and then I have that like hangover from it. And I don't like that. Really, the only thing that helps me drug-wise is Ambien, and I will only take that like once, maybe twice a week to sleep, and then I just do my best. I mean, it is what it is, so that doesn't help with the exhaustion problem. But I try to keep positive. I try to keep positive people in my life. I like to join Facebook groups. I like that I can do YouTube now. It's a big deal for me. It helps me reach everyone out there, and I hope I help somebody. I hope I help you. And any questions, feel free to join the Facebook pages. Go to online, there's groups, and just keep talking and know that you're not alone. I think that's the most important thing, you guys. And always don't ever forget who you are. Fight for yourself and always be you. Until next time, you guys, if you have any questions, I'm interested to do more videos on this, just let me know. Okay, bye. Bye.